Welcome to the Deep Dive, where we sift through fascinating material to give you, well, a shortcut to being truly well-informed. Today, we're embarking on a really extraordinary deep dive. We're looking at source material that suggests these profound shifts are not just coming, but maybe are already unfolding right now in our cosmic understanding and even our daily reality.
That's right. We've got excerpts here from a YouTube channel, Galactic Whisper, and these sources share channeled messages. They're attributed to entities like the Galactic Federation's esteemed councils, the Orion Council of Light, and someone called Tia of Urus. Basically, these are presented as benevolent high-dimensional beings, giving guidance on a pretty grand cosmic event and what it means for Earth and for us.
Okay, so our mission today for this deep dive is to really explore the details of this cosmic awakening they talk about, try to understand the anticipated effects on us, on the planet, and maybe discover what these messages suggest about how we might, navigate such a profound transformation. So prepare yourself, because this is definitely a deep dive into perspectives that are, well, truly unique. Okay, let's try and unpack this then. The sources talk about a profound cosmic awakening, and not just something approaching, but unfolding right here, right now. What exactly is this grand event they're referring to?
Well, what's really fascinating here is how they describe it, an imminent and extraordinary event. They call it a surging cascade of divine light that's poised to embrace our whole solar system and permeate Earth. This celestial influx, as they put it, is described as a meticulously orchestrated symphony of increasingly potent energy waves.
Symphony. And when they say divine light or this photon and gamma light, it's not just light we can see, right?
No, exactly. It's more about higher frequency light waves that, well, in this context, are said to carry information. Consciousness-raising information, new energetic codes, that kind of thing.
Right, so these aren't just like one-off bursts of energy, it's more sustained.
Precisely, a sustained process. These waves are anticipated, they say, to grace your planet between the equinoxes of 2025 and the equinoxes of 2027. They're described as radiant emissaries from the great central sun.
Okay, hang on. Great central sun. That's not our sun, is it?
No. In this context, it usually refers to a kind of cosmic spiritual center of the galaxy, a source of universal energy, distinct from our physical star. And these emissaries are carrying these elevated frequencies.
And the ultimate purpose, what's the end goal of this energetic embrace for Earth?
According to the sources, the core purpose is to gently uplift Earth, guide her into a resonant new vibrational state, a harmonious resonance with the cosmos. So it refers to Earth itself, often called Gaia in these kinds of teachings, shifting its entire energetic frequency.
A planetary shift.
Yes. And they describe it as a shift so long foretold in sacred texts and whispered in ancestral dreams. We also learned that the Galactic Federation, these purported benevolent extraterrestrial groups, has apparently been guiding and observing this whole intricate process for epochs beyond measure, for a very long time.
Okay, so if these energies are genuinely flowing into our reality, what does that mean for us on a personal level and, for society as a whole?
Well, one of the most intriguing effects they mention is a shift in the very fabric of time. And the key insight here isn't just that time will feel faster, though that's part of it. It's more that the universe itself is accelerating manifestation. So developments that previously might have taken years or decades even could now blossom in a matter of months or perhaps even weeks.
Wow. That's quite something, this exhilarating time compression.
Yes, and it's presented as a natural consequence of Earth's rising frequency, meaning reality itself is becoming, well, incredibly responsive to our focus, our intentions.
Okay, that's the personal time perception. What about bigger structures, our society, institutions?
Right. The sources state that long-established institutions, the pillars of finance, medicine, education, governance, will undergo profound, even radical transformations. Now, to the unprepared, this might look like catastrophic disintegration. Chaos, maybe.
Yeah. I can imagine.
But the perspective here is that these systems are actually just being outgrown, transcended. And from this transition, innovative heart-centered solutions and technologies are expected to rapidly emerge.
That is a huge societal shift they're predicting. But, okay, bringing it back to the personal level, how might we actually feel these incoming energies? Because this is where it gets particularly interesting, I think.
Yes, this is very relatable for many, apparently. The sources say many individuals are already experiencing a kaleidoscope of unusual sensations and emotional fluctuations.
Yeah.
Things like tingling beneath your skin, sudden waves of heat, fleeting moments of anxiety or unexplained grief, vivid and prophetic dreams, episodes of dizziness or persistent fatigue. So familiar.
Yeah, some of that resonates. They group these all together.
Yes. They're collectively called Ascension symptoms, described as early whispers of the incoming higher frequencies, like preliminary tremors before the main event.
And the sources are pretty quick to reassure people this isn't necessarily about being ill.
That's right. They really emphasize that your magnificent body is intelligently recalibrating itself. It's expertly adjusting, they say, to accommodate a greater charge of source energy.
Source energy, meaning that fundamental life force.
Exactly. The universal consciousness that permeates everything, in their view.
Okay, so if these sensations are part of a bigger recalibration, maybe often uncomfortable, how do they suggest navigating them without feeling, overwhelmed by it all?
The guidance is quite practical, actually. To breathe deeply, consciously, to visualize each inhale as a golden sunrise, and then exhale any tension, any resistance, any lingering fear. It encourages you, the listener, to lovingly inquire of your heart what message or energy is seeking to emerge through this feeling. Just ask yourself that. And then to listen intently to the whispers of your intuition, because they suggest each discomfort might actually carry a precious gift or insight.
Listening to your intuition. Okay. Now, we also heard some really fascinating concepts like a splitting of timelines or this divergence of realities. Can you elaborate on what the sources mean by that?
Yes, this is a big one. It raises important questions about personal choice and energetic alignment. This escalating galactic light is described as being a powerful amplifier for everything. Thoughts, intentions, emotions.
An amplifier. Okay.
So as this intensification happens, each soul is essentially choosing its vibrational trajectory. That's the idea. Those who resonate with or focus on fear, conflict, or control will find those patterns amplified in their experience. This could potentially lead to increased drama or aggression and ultimately an accelerated exit from the ascending reality.
An exit. And what's the alternative path then?
Well, the alternative is for those who consciously embrace coherence, compassion, generosity, and inner peace. They will experience a corresponding amplification of these qualities. This might show up as intuition sharpening, maybe feeling lighter or more energized physically, and a profound sense of calm, even when things outside seem chaotic.
So does this lead to some kind of literal separation, different experiences for different people?
Yes, that's what's suggested. The sources state that the chasm between these two groups will continue to widen, and that by the solstice of 2026, the separation between what they call the old 3D Earth and the burgeoning new Earth 5D reality will be nearly complete.
Okay, 3D Earth, 5D reality. Can you just clarify those terms quickly?
Sure. So 3D Earth basically refers to our familiar reality, governed by, physical limitations, duality, separation. Whereas 5D reality represents a higher state of consciousness, focused more on unity, love, fluidity, a more expanded version of existence, less dense. And the idea is their frequencies will be so different they'll barely interface.
Wow. And what happens to those who can't align with 5D?
They will be gently guided, the sources say, to continue their journey in an environment perfectly suited to their vibration.
And what remains for those who do choose that higher path, the 5D reality?
What remains is described as a collective harmonized and poised to co-create a world of light. And importantly, this whole process isn't presented as any kind of punishment. It's framed as energetic self-selection, like on an energetic level. It's a natural law in this view.
Energetic self-selection. Okay, this all sounds very purposeful. So let's bring it back to the listener. What does this mean for you? The sources specifically mention roles like starseeds and light workers. Who are they according to this material?
Indeed, yes. These terms describe souls who apparently volunteered to grace this planet during this pivotal transition. Their role is to act as pillars of light and conduits of transformative change. They're said to possess dormant codes of ancient wisdom within their multidimensional DNA.
Multidimensional DNA, meaning beyond our known genetics.
Exactly. Referring to dormant spiritual potential, consciousness layers beyond what science currently maps. These codes are awaiting activation by these incoming energies. Their innate ability, apparently, is to effortlessly absorb these high-frequency energies, seamlessly integrate them, and then transmit those refined vibrations outwards. So they serve as stabilizing, healing forces for humanity, like living bridges harmoniously connecting heaven and earth.
Living bridges, that's a powerful image. So their mission isn't about, say, forcibly rescuing humanity from outside problems.
No, they're very clear on this. The mission is explicitly not to forcibly rescue humanity, but rather to empower humanity to save itself. Through your living example, your unwavering presence, your radiant authenticity, every act of meditation, every moment of compassion, just standing in your truth, all of it is said to broadcast a powerful signal that strengthens the burgeoning new Earth grid.
Okay. Given all of that, the big question becomes, what practical steps can listeners actually take? How can you align with these accelerating energies and, well, fulfill whatever role you might feel called to in this unfolding shift?
The sources do offer a pretty clear framework, a kind of steady, radiant daily practice. It starts each morning, anchoring yourself in what they call a boundless ocean of love and just expanding your awareness. They suggest visualizing a vibrant beam of pure light extending from your heart upwards to the great central sun, that cosmic source we mentioned, and downwards through your feet, anchoring into the crystalline heart of Gaia.
Gaia meaning Earth's consciousness.
Yes, connecting to Earth's conscious, energetic essence. This visualization basically transforms you into a living conduit for these higher energies.
Okay, so that's a core visualization or meditation. But beyond that, the sources also suggest that even like mundane daily activities can become powerful acts of alignment. How do they recommend we transform physical and mental habits?
Yeah, it's very holistic. They emphasize nourishing your body with high vibrational foods. Fresh fruits, vegetables, whole foods, simple stuff, really. And drinking pure crystalline water, maybe even blessing it with intention before you drink it. It also highlights being really mindful of your spoken words, imbuing them with love, truth, and unwavering encouragement to amplify the field of light around you. It's about making every action count, making it intentional.
Raising your own frequency through daily choices, and creativity seems to play a particularly vital role in all this.
Absolutely. Creative endeavors get a special mention. Whether it's writing, painting, singing, dancing, gardening, building something, anything creative. These are presented as sacred acts of co-creation, a profound way to anchor divine energy into the physical world, like planting seeds of light for everyone.
Anchoring divine energy through creation. I like that. How about navigating the inevitable challenges, difficult situations, unsettling news? How does one stay aligned then?
Yeah, that's crucial. The advice is to pause, take a deep breath, and silently affirm a higher truth. Something like, "This appearance has no power over me. Only love is real and I remain steadfastly anchored in love." Or whatever resonates with you. The main focus is consciously choosing not to engage in drama, staying calm and compassionate, and maintaining your inner peace regardless of what's happening outside.
Choosing not to engage.
Yeah.
Okay, and even sleep. Even sleep can be part of this conscious practice.
Yes, even sleep. In the evening, they encourage consciously connecting with your higher self.
Your higher self being your true eternal essence.
That's the idea, yes. Your all-knowing spiritual core. You connect with that and set a loving intention for the night, like inviting your higher self and guides to lead you where you can best serve and learn while you sleep. This allows your soul, apparently, to do work on higher levels during sleep, receiving insights, energetic recalibrations, that kind of thing.
Interesting. Using sleep time consciously. And finally, just basic physical self-care. How important is that in handling these energies?
Oh, it's crucial. Nurturing your physical vessel is paramount, they say. It's the sacred temple for these elevated frequencies. So that includes choosing foods that uplift your energy, drinking that pure, pristine water, resting when you feel fatigued, really listening to your body, basking in sunlight, engaging in regular gentle exercise like walking or yoga. And they also mention laughter and joy, described as divine medicine. Plus, connecting with nature is seen as an invaluable ally for grounding and recalibration.
It sounds like a deeply personal journey for the individual, grounded in daily practice. But the sources also hint at the importance of community, don't they? What's the role of connection here?
Yes, definitely. While the inner work is key, connection is also vital. As this photonic light intensifies, the sources predict a natural convergence of kindred souls. These small community circles will just organically form, drawn together almost like soul family members reconnecting. The guidance is really to trust your inner knowing, your intuition, to reunite with those who resonate with your higher mission.
Soul families reconnecting. And how should these communities operate to best support this shift? What's their function?
They should nurture an environment of love, transparency, and unwavering mutual support. That's the ideal. The goal isn't really to preach or establish hierarchies, but more to embody compassionate living and joyful cooperation, freely sharing skills, knowledge, support. These communities are envisioned as seeds of a blossoming new Earth society, like prototypes for a civilization founded upon light.
Seeds of a new society. Okay. We've also heard mentions throughout of support coming from higher realms. What kind of assistance is available from, well, beyond our world as we navigate all this?
The sources are quite explicit about this. They state that abundant support is available from the Galactic Federation, from angelic orders.
Angelic orders meaning non-physical beings.
Yes, benevolent, non-physical light beings in this context. And also ascended masters, enlightened spiritual teachers who've supposedly transcended the physical realm. They're all said to stand as loving companions. And the Galactic Federation specifically is mentioned as maintaining a kind of protective field around your planet.
Okay, so there's support, protection. But they can't just do the inner work for us, right? That seems to be a consistent theme.
That's a really crucial point, yes. While they offer guidance and support, the messages consistently state humanity must ultimately create the miracle from within. No. They say, we cannot and will not do your inner work for you, for this is your triumph to achieve. The guiding principle always comes back to choice, to choose love in every moment, because in their view, unconditional love is the truest power.
Choose love. Got it. Now, the Orion Council of Light also shared some specific wisdom channeled through someone named Lyra. What was their core message for us?
Right, the Orion Council of Light. They present themselves as a compassionate collective that says it transcended the limitations of duality long ago. They're now dedicated to unity, peace, and the sanctity of free will. Their key insight for us, really, is about the seamless integration of spiritual practice into daily life, recognizing that the inner radiance you cultivate can seamlessly permeate every interaction. They teach that this perceived separation between spiritual practice and your earthly existence is an illusion that you have the power to dissolve.
Dissolving the separation. So it's about making basically every mundane act spiritual.
Exactly that. It's about consciously inviting the light and love you cultivate in, say, meditation into ordinary tasks. For example, cleaning your house can be approached as a ceremony of blessing your home with harmonious energy. Or maybe facing a challenging conversation by silently acknowledging the spark of their soul in the other person and intending a resolution that honors the highest good of everyone involved. This kind of daily integration, they say, is in fact the cornerstone of Earth's ascension.
Daily integration as the cornerstone.
Okay.
And Tia of Urus, she offered some unique insights specifically on the shift from 4D to 5D. What did she emphasize?
Tia of Urus emphasizes that we are actively shaping a profound transformation of consciousness. Right now, we're navigating the intricacies of the fourth dimension.
The fourth dimension, is that like a bridge?
Sort of. It's often seen as a transitional state, associated with time, emotion, where manifestation starts to quicken, but still with some duality. We navigate that to gain wisdom and strength for the full blossoming of ascension into the fifth dimension. A core message from Tia is that you are not merely a body nor solely defined by your mind. You are an infinite soul. And recognizing this deep truth is what brings mind, body, and soul into exquisite harmony and alignment.
Recognizing you're an infinite soul, it sounds like there's a lot of letting go involved in that process as well.
Indeed there is. Tia Urus talks quite a bit about the process of purging old dense energies. You can think of it like a deep spring cleaning for your emotional and mental baggage. Letting go of past traumas, limiting beliefs, heavy emotions. This involves shedding third-dimensional attachments and outdated desires. Things like the incessant need to be right or to win, or maybe clinging to specific outcomes or material possessions.
Letting go of the need to be right, that's a tough one for many.
It is. But this process, this shedding, is what allows for the full embodiment of your higher self in physical form.
Mm-hmm.
And it leads to a profound realization that nothing external to yourself can compare to the boundless love, unwavering peace, and profound fulfillment that you discover within your own being. It all comes from within.
It all comes from within. And the sources also suggest we actually have galactic family out there, connections beyond Earth.
Absolutely. Tia of Urus states quite clearly that humanity has never been isolated in this expansive universe, and that many of you carry the genetic imprints of diverse extraterrestrial lineages, again, hinting at that multidimensional DNA idea. Our physical bodies, she says, are undergoing upgrades in your DNA and chakras, those energy centers, to prepare us for eventual contact with benevolent extraterrestrial beings.
Upgrades for contact, but again with a caveat.
Always. The critical point is stressed. You require no external savior to rectify your world. You are not powerless. You are sovereign beings, powerful creators. And this ascension is a process you are masterfully accomplishing from the inside out. It's an inside job.
An inside job. Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground in this deep dive. Wow. From these cosmic energy waves to very personal transformation, the splitting of timelines, even our potential galactic connections. It really seems a core message threading through all these sources is that this profound planetary ascension is ultimately an internal process. It's deeply rooted in our daily choices, our conscious actions, our state of being.
Exactly. And if we connect all this back to the bigger picture, the sources present a really powerful and ultimately optimistic vision. They suggest that a significant portion of humanity is destined to ascend, that the awakening of consciousness is accelerating exponentially. They maintain that the momentum is now unstoppable and that humanity will attain the next level of existence. And apparently, we're being cheered on by countless other beings of light. It's presented as a profound knowing, almost a certainty, that humanity will flourish in love, unity, and boundless joy.
Flourishing in love, unity, and boundless joy. That's quite a future vision. Which really brings us to an important question for you, our listener, to maybe ponder after this deep dive. If your every conscious choice, every single moment of compassion, every decision to choose love over fear, even your quietest intentions, if all of that is actively weaving the very fabric of a new reality, what one new habit, however small, will you start today to intentionally co-create the world you truly wish to experience?